they will be anticipating a successful season, building on last year's successes. So, we're almost ready. In the tunnel, Port Vale against Brentford. Port Vale looking for their first home goal of the new season. Let's join our commentators for the night's action, Tony Gale and Ian Cropper.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, Port Vale have had an unbeaten start. They won on the opening day at Southend and were held to a goalless draw by Gillingham here last Tuesday. As for Brentford, well, they are hoping to become only the second Football League side to maintain a 100% record after 3 matches. Fellow Londoners, Leyton Orient in League 2 are the others. Brentford have seen off Scunthorpe and Chesterfield so far. It's 20 years since they won their first 3 games of a season, but they will fancy their chances here as they mix it with Port Vale. Well, Martin Foyle names an unchanged side, and he's certainly added plenty of experience to his squad, with Danny Sonner arriving from Peterborough and Mickey Bell and Tony Dinning from Bristol City. Dinning had been on loan here last season. Nathan Lowndes scored both goals in an opening day win at Southend, thereby doubling his Port Vale tally for last season. Billy Painter's 13 goals and his commitment to the cause earned him the Player of the Year award. The subs include Hector Sam, signed from Wrexham.
Well, I think those 3 signings that you're talking about says it all about Port Vale, and a good footballing side, and the 3 signings, Bell at full-back, left-back, a good footballer. And in the middle of the park, Sonner and Dinning will want to get that ball down and get those strikers into play, Painter and Lowndes. Good footballing side. They'll be playing against the more direct Brentford side, but they've got to play.
Well, the former Arsenal youngster Oliver Skulason damaged knee ligaments at Chesterfield, and Jay Tabb is with the Irish under-21s. So Martin Allen is forced to change a winning team. Michael Dobson comes in, Isaiah Rankin moves out wide, and there's a first start for DJ Campbell, who starred in non-league Yedding's FA Cup run last season. Lloyd Owusu is back for a second spell at Brentford. He and Paul Brooker both joined from Reading in the summer. Their subs include Sam Tillen, released by Chelsea, and Joe Keenan on loan from Chelsea.
Well, I was speaking to Martin before the game, and I think he fancies their chances, not only tonight, but for the season as well. And I think that's due to the spine of the side. You look at Sodji and Turner, 2 very good centre-backs. Dobson and Hutchison. Hutchison, he'll look to get in the box. And then, of course, up front, Lloyd Owusu, who's been about and seen it and done it. And, of course, DJ Campbell. Watch out for him. I've seen a lot of him at non-league level, and he's a very, very good player.
Martin Foyle became a legend as a player at Port Vale, scoring over 100 goals. Injuries caught up with Vale last season. They finished 18th. He'll be looking for a significant improvement. Martin Allen greeting the Brentford fans. He took them to the playoffs in his first full season as a Football League manager. He was 40 yesterday, 40 going on 60, he says. That's what management does to you. But he has put together an exciting team, and a team which includes now DJ Campbell, who makes his first start in the Football League after impressing for Yedding in the FA Cup last year. He came on to make 1 and score 1 against Scunthorpe on the opening day. Colin Webster, the man in charge, is about to blow his whistle. Port Vale had the local council in today to remove a wasp's nest from the ground. So they won't be stung by the wasps, but will they be stung by the bees of Brentford? It may be very early days, but both sides have a chance to go top tonight. And you'd never say no to that at any stage of the season, although it's rather better to be there come April, May. Mickey Bell to Billy Painter, who is Mr. Popular in these parts. And Bell, who's arrived from Bristol City, loses out there. In fact, he's going back to Bristol City at the weekend. It's Port Vale's next game.
It's going to be interesting, the contrast in styles. Everybody knows Brentford are a little bit more direct than Port Vale, have always had the traditions of passing the ball. But I think Martin, having spoken to him before the game, is looking for Brentford to pass the ball a little bit more this season, having got rid of a few of the older players.
It's a foul by Lloyd Owusu on George Pilkington, who was sent off against Brentford last season. Port Vale do have scores to settle. Brentford did the double over them. Port Vale almost made the playoffs themselves 2 seasons ago. They missed out on goal difference, in fact. Didn't quite happen for them last season. They suffered a lot of injuries to key men. I know it's a similar story for a lot of clubs. But those injuries were particularly costly to Port Vale, especially in the striking department, where they had to rely heavily on the man who's rising there with Michael Turner, Billy Painter.
I think that's a key in the lower divisions, isn't it, the size of the squad, as it is with the Premiership as well, but more so as you go down the leagues. Every manager fancies his chances if he's fielding his strongest 11. But of course, when you have injuries and suspensions, that's the key. You've got to get results when some of your key players are missing.
Frampton's throw. And Bell for Pilkington, who takes a direct route up to Billy Painter. Closely watched by Soji, but here's Nathan Lowndes. Deciding to have a go from range, and he did bag a couple of goals on the opening day at Southend.
Decent strike, never really looked like hitting the target, but that's a little bit of confidence for you early in the game. Just taking it to his right hand side, a little waggle and a belt, not really keeping it down.
Never really got going last season because of injuries after arriving from Plymouth. Just the 1 goal indeed, which is already doubled this season. Lowndes chasing, but Sam Soji comes across, and Stuart Nelson has just kept that in. Soji, one of a few footballing brothers.
I think he's a key player for Martin. Got a great spring, very good in the air, very quick across the floor as well. Maybe not the best passer of the ball, but certainly a very, very good defender.
Gets a few goals as well. He opened the scoring at Chesterfield midweek with a header from a corner. Here's Isaiah Rankin, who scored twice in that game at Chesterfield, and the first of his 2 goals was a beauty. Second wasn't bad either. Painter's lost out to Soji. Here is Rankin having to play out on the right tonight, with Skilarsen and Tab missing from the midfield. In fact, that's where he ended the game at Chesterfield, out wide. Well, Soji will move up to join the likes of Hutchinson and Owusu in there. And Soji is usually the target. And there he is, flicking it on. Put back by Rankin.
It was a good flick, well worked. Long throw from this right-hand side, and Soji had to really get a little bit on it. Isaiah Rankin to be on that right-hand side today, as you said, Ian. Prefers being in the middle, but I'm sure that Martin are wanting to get at the left-back, Mickey Bell. Mickey's very good going forward, in one-on-one situations. Maybe Isaiah might have the beating of him for pace.
Painter loses out to Hutchinson. Now Frampton up towards Owusu, and it's big Sam Collins keeping him in check. Owusu scored goals galore in his first spell at Brentford. Here's Mickey Bell. Brentford on a burst with Brooker, and now Owusu. Collins has gone across with him, but it will be a corner kick for Brentford.
Good break from Paul Brooker, just come from deep in his own half and just slid it down the sides of the centre-backs. That's what they're trying to do, get down the sides of those big centre-backs. Brentford with the pace of Owusu and Campbell.
It's Brooker who will take the corner, and I suspect he'll get the chance to do the same again.
It's a good delivery. Anytime you see defenders heading it backwards, you know that delivery's been quite hard to deal with. There, they've just got it away from another corner on the far side. That's nice and flat. They'll want the same from this side.
And they use the left foot of Frampton for this one. Frampton in towards Hutchinson near post. Martin Allen, the ball boy. O'Connor's throw. And they'll get the chance to take another as Pilkington knocks it out. Well, Brentford able to send a few early balls into the box. Hutchison rising, and Brooker on the volley, and again.
He's off balance when he was striking it second time. All falls for him first time on the volley. He's headed out to the edge of the area, but it comes back to him quickly. Just needs to set himself with a touch, really. Falling backwards. And needs that extra touch just to clear his feet.
2.5 years since he scored. That was for Brighton. He's due one. Nathan Lowndes. Bell finding Mark Innes, who came from Chesterfield last season. And Brooker once again leading a Brentford charge. Offside flag will surely go up against Lloyd Owusu. Neither side has tasted defeat yet this season. Will it stay that way? Or will we get a winner in the Potteries tonight? Turned away by Turner. Now Bell. Innes. Bell again. Danny Sonner. And against all odds, Sonner has picked out Lowndes. Tony Dinning. Collins. Flag up against Lowndes, but Sodji dealt with it anyway.
It's patient play by Port Vale, but they were in and around the penalty area and they could have got a shot in, maybe just had a go. They end up going right back into their own half and then planting a straight ball in. That's maybe why they didn't score as many goals as they should have last season. Just needed a little bit more of a cutting edge. So it's okay playing football all the time, but sometimes in that last third, you've got to have a risk or two and just whip in balls.
Port Vale finished 18th last season, but never really experienced the danger of relegation. Turner holds off Painter. Mickey Bell spent a good few years at Bristol City and will relish returning there on Saturday. George Abbey now for Cummins. Now offside, flag up, Nathan Lowndes.
It's a good ball from Mickey Bell. He spotted that Nathan Lowndes wasn't coming short. He spun in behind the fullback. Must have been very, very tight. That is a tight call, isn't it, from the linesman? But again, good ball from Mickey Bell. Good footballer. He can pick the short pass or the long pass. Played at a good footballing side in Bristol City, and he'll find it easy to adapt here at Vale as they play in much the same manner.
Dobson. Michael Dobson actually scored for Brentford in that famous meeting between the teams, the LDV Vans Trophy final of 2001. He's the only survivor from that year in this side. Innes showed too much of that to Rankin, and there could be bother here for Port Vale. DJ Campbell takes over with Rankin and Owusu in the middle. But Pilkington having none of it.
Good defending from Pilkington. Made Campbell make his mind up. He didn't dive in. Made him beat him, and he couldn't on the outside.
Kevin O'Connor with his throw. Gets it back from Dobson, but now it's Port Vale's turn. Martin Allen wasn't too happy with Brentford's performance against Scunthorpe on the opening day. Takes a while to get going, and they certainly did get going at Chesterfield last Wednesday. 3-1 winners, and much more impressive. Dobson. Mark Goodlad's kick, bouncing off Isaiah Rankin's boot.
Couple of stray balls. One thrown to Eddie Hutchison, easy volley there. Rankin messing up an easy volley. Really have to tighten up some of these boys on there. Just the basic skills sometimes, it just lets them down, but little volleys like that shouldn't be going out of play.
George Abbey's throw, gets it back from Sonner. In towards Lowndes. Painter, very close to his strike partner. Here's Abbey again. Now Sonner. Painter might fancy some of that, but it's comfortably taken, as it turned out, by Nelson. Owusu trying to fend off Pilkington. Frampton arriving on the scene, and now Dobson. O'Connor. Now Billy Painter. Brentford a little too casual. Painter with plenty to do though. He's going to get a free kick. Foul by O'Connor.
Sloppy play by O'Connor in the first place, giving it away, causing himself a little bit of trouble, having to chase back 50 yards and eventually fouling Painter.
Sonner now for Innes. Well, Sam Collins had come up, the captain.
Well, first 15 minutes or so, always hard, really, to try and get the ball down and play. Now, neither team have really asserted themselves and put some passes together as yet. But it's always hard in the first 20 minutes when the tempo is high.
DJ Campbell. And Rankin trying to have a whack. Made no contact with the ball, but got plenty of contact with a man.
I actually think he knew he was there, Ian, because he was sort of lifting his foot back to take the shot. In comes the defender, you'll see. I think it's Innes, and whop. He doesn't even know he's there. He's trying to take a shot. Innes nips in between him and the ball, and he cops it.
Hampton. Brooker. Free kick.
Don't really want to be giving fouls away against Brentford, who are good at set pieces in these positions. Paul Brooker just waiting for the foul, really. Had nowhere to go. A bit of a cul-de-sac, waiting for the foul. Done well, got it. Good chance at a set piece.
Yes, they fancy themselves from set pieces, Reading. Brooker takes it. Hutchison trying to get near it. Back in by Dobson. Deflected, and it's going to be a corner. It's gone out.
It's in the air, it's always difficult to judge as the ball comes back in and it's deflected. Always difficult to judge whether it's over the line or not, but the linesman's right in line with it. Didn't look it, certainly.
Well, Brooker is going to take this one again, and Hutchison's header turned over for another corner.
I think it's Painter just in front of DJ Campbell there. You can see good header by Eddie Hutchison, heads it down, and Painter just gets his foot to it and just puts it over.
Hutchison scored Brentford's winner here last season. Nearly had another goal then. Another try for Brooker, and this time the referee has spotted an infringement.
They're really overloading that near post on the corner kicks, Brentford. Just trying to flick it up in the air, trying to get it nice and flat and get that all-important flick on. But you can see, look, real congestion there at the near post. You have to defend. You don't worry about the player that you're marking. You just have to attack that ball in situations like that. Very difficult to get a run and a jump, though, when there's so many players around.
Painter. Abbey now for Cummins. Collins. This is Port Vale's 6th successive season at this level. It's Brentford's 7th, so they're pretty used to their surroundings as the flag goes up against Billy Painter.
Close one again, another good ball from Mickey Bell. Brentford trying to hold that higher line. You can see he's trying to arc his run and get in behind. Maybe he's just a yard offside. Shouldn't have been, really, because you can see Sodji over on this near side. Painter really should have run off of him as he was arcing his run.
From one keeper to another.
That's why I don't like goalkeepers taking free kicks. I don't mind in their own half, in and around the area, and I know he's a good striker of the ball. Certainly Stuart Nelson, but I like defenders who can just drop them into the strikers. You can see far too much ice on that one. Easy take for the goalie, and it just fizzles out.
Rankin. Came off DJ Campbell's heels. Hutchinson. Rankin. O'Connor. Owusu chasing, but it should be George Pilkington's. It is.
Another good chance to launch one of these throw-ins on this near side from O'Connor. Watch you get one right on the touchline, on the byline, sorry, and he'll just try and head it back on the angle. You see, just going right on that line, just try and head it back on the angle, back into the area. He's gone the other way.
Here it comes, and Hutchinson's header drops for good. And I thought they were going to do that way, actually. Cummins lost it to Brooker. O'Connor. Rankin, who started his career at Arsenal and then went to Bradford. Rankin in towards DJ Campbell, who is lively, and he's got away from Pilkington, and Owusu unable to turn it in.
That's good play. I can hear Martin barking out down there. Pass, pass, keep the ball moving, keep it moving, and eventually slide it into the box. Now this is where he's at his best, DJ Campbell. Twists, turns, gets his shot away, or his cross-come shot, and Owusu just can't really turn it in. To be fair to him, I think that's more of a cross than a shot. I like to see the strikers go for the shot there. There's two chances, going in that far corner or someone can run it in. That's where he's good. Get the ball to his feet. He's technically gifted. Very, very good with the ball to his feet. I saw him playing a good football inside for Yedding, DJ Campbell. He likes that ball in there where he can protect it and twist and turn against defenders.
Here he is again. Collins beating Owusu to it though, and now Painter. Dobson getting stuck in, but Painter holds him off and picks out Danny Sonner. And this could be promising for Port Vale. Abbey. Innes. Mickey Bell in support. And over everyone's head. Port Vale looked wantonly at the referee as Cummins came in.
Just appealing for a little shove by Frampton. I think they both run under the ball.
Collins hangs in there. Abbey will have to do the same. Painter. Sonner. Innes making a run through the middle. Movement too from Lowndes. Handball shout. As it hit Dobson. Well, getting it straight back. Rankin. Got O'Connor available. That's cannoned off Danny Sonner.
Well, you can see Brentford are just starting to assert themselves on the game, aren't they? And just starting to get a little bit more territorial advantage.
And DJ Campbell goes to ground and once again has a look at Colin Webster. Frampton, meantime, has had a blast from way out.
It's Campbell again. That's what I have to say. You have to get the ball into his feet. He'll twist and turn. Pilkington was a little bit lucky. It was an untidy challenge. Not sure if it was a pen or not, but an untidy challenge. Not a long throw this time. Short throw. He twists and turns, gets around Pilkington. Is he dragging him back? I'm not so sure. I think that DJ Campbell's a fit. Look, he's pulling his shirt, but I think he overreacts a little bit by going down. But that's good twisting and turning. That's got to be the way forward for Brentford. Try and get up into that last third and get the ball into his feet.
He's a lively character, is DJ Campbell. His name is Dudley, and you might have heard Martin Allen saying that he prefers to call him Dudley rather than the trendier DJ. With apologies to any Dudleys out there. Owusu. Now he's going to get a free kick. And Pilkington might get a card here. He is going to.
He's just got away with a penalty appeal. Pilkington this time. They turn Pilkington around in the corner and he gets rather ragdolled out of it by Lloyd Owusu. Tries to get on the wrong side of Lloyd Owusu. Of course, when you get shoulder to shoulder with Big Lloyd, it's a tough one to shake him off.
Yellow card for Pilkington, and he saw red when Port Vale went to Brentford last season for giving away a penalty, on which John Salako scored the only goal of the game. It's Brooker then to send it in, but it's admirably defended by the captain Collins. And Nathan Lowndes holding off Brooker. Danny Sonner looking to put Port Vale on their way. Won't do it like that though.
It was good defending from Collins. He's 3 yards out when he's headed that ball. Maybe the keeper should have been more assertive, but he's back in there, gets it away from the danger area. I think he's going to have a fair few of those balls to deal with this evening against Brentford, who are just getting on top, aren't they?
Sam Sodji. Oh, that's a little loose. O'Connor still able to prod it forward though, and now Hutchinson for Frampton. Drops for Innes. Again it's loose. Hutchinson benefits. And now Isaiah Rankin. Hutchinson will get a second chance. Brentford raising the tempo. Frampton thought about having a go then. Offside flag goes up as he fed Brooker.
You'll see Martin go mad down there on the touchline. A nice little bit of pressure. And of course, they get right to the dead ball line, and Paul Brooker's not looking along the line, but for me, he was onside. Defender comes out later, sticks his arm up, and the linesman gets affected by the arm going up. Don't think he was off.
George Abbey. Turner able to glide it back to Nelson. Painter. Innes. Painter wanted it back, but rather overcooked by Innes. George Abbey's ball wasn't the best. Now DJ Campbell. Rankin moves ahead of him. Was stopped by Pilkington, and Port Vale almost their own worst enemies there. Rankin.
They're mixing the throws up. Long ones, short ones, dead ball line. And then again on the angle when they caught us out last time.
Well, he might go for Sodji this time, who's gone towards that near post. And again, he might go for Hutchinson again.
I think we better keep quiet, Ian.
Yeah, we won't bother predicting those anymore. Eh? Frampton with the long one. Owusu with a flick. Mickey Bell. Turner hurt as Painter challenged. Port Vale's Player of the Year last season, Billy Painter. Wholehearted approach to the game and a few goals as well, 13. Not unlucky for him. And amongst those watching tonight at Vale Park, it's the Manchester City manager, Stuart Pearce, checking out the lower league talent.
Finding out that being a Premiership boss is 24/7, no rest. Try and spot any bit of talent that you can.
Frampton's cross. Mickey Bell has time. Sodji. Did that catch Owusu's hand? Apparently not. Vale giving it away a little too easily at times. But it's wrestled back by Pilkington. And now Painter getting away from Sodji. Lowndes in the middle, Cummins and Sonner. Also joining this attack, it's Danny Sonner. And there's no end product whatsoever.
Well, it's good play by Painter. Sodji commits himself on the halfway line, then he waits for support from Sonner. He's got a good chance. He's got to clear his feet. I think he was stuck in between. Shall I curl it for the far post or shall I drive it for the near? In the end, he did neither. And it was a throw your cap on it job for the keeper.
Well, he probably would have buried it. He buried a few in his time as a player here at Port Vale. Martin Foyle, over 100 goals for the club.
Good centre forward, Martin. Played against him quite a few times.
Oh, Owusu might just sneak in. Port Vale living dangerously, but few Well, the Brentford players gambled on Owusu getting to that. Now Painter has gone to this. And he's held off Soji. And it's flashed wide.
Well, they get turned round straight away with one ball there, Brentford, and that's not good. Got caught on their own attack. You see, Owusu gets to the dead ball line. None of his attackers get in there. They don't think he's going to get it. Then they just ping one ball over the top, and they all get caught sleeping. Soji, I think, is fouled here because he catches Painter up. Painter gets to the ball here, and he drags Soji back. Drags him back, and then gets his shot in. But the referee would have allowed it. And in the end, maybe he should have hit that target.
Abbey. Cummins. Lowndes. He's been caught by Turner, but Port Vale are still progressing. With Bell. Lowndes. And now Bell again. And it's headed just wide by Cummins.
Well, better stuff last 3 or 4 minutes from Port Vale. Again, quality from Mickey Bell. Gets to the dead ball line here. Not quite dead ball line, but nice little cross. Cummins just tries to hang, but he can't get any power behind the header.
Michael Cummins was at Middlesbrough in his younger days and actually made a fleeting appearance in the Premiership for them. DJ Campbell. O'Connor with room to manoeuvre, and Hutchinson was beaten to it. It's a corner.
That's what he's good at doing, Hutchinson. He tries to get in between his own strikers. You see Campbell sets the play up from the dead ball line. Cross comes in from O'Connor, and he's in the area. Very good in the air. They pick him out from a lot of these set pieces as well.
They've had a few corners. Paul Brooker again takes that one. But Mark Goodlad with a very decent throw for Nathan Lowes. Nobody ahead of him as yet, mind you. And a few Brentford players surrounding him. Abbey. Cummins. And he's been clipped by Dobson. A free kick in useful territory.
Yeah, he just tried to react on the touch, didn't he, Dobson? Missed him. Missed the ball, that is. Got the player. Good position to be in, though.
Well,
probably set up for a left footer here.
They'll have Danny Sonnet and Tony Dinning over this. And Mickey Bell has joined those two.
Looks like the right foot of Dinning, doesn't it? Looks like it's going to be set up there, unless it's another free kick routine to fool us.
It is Dinning, and it's crunched against the Brentford wall.
Wasn't the best, was it? From a long distance like that, I think you've got to have more than two steps into the ball, as Dinning did there. Just come back a little bit more. You've got to get a little bit more power in it than that. Even if it had got over the wall, I think it would have been an easy save.
Mickey Bell. Well, we've got some diverse action for you tomorrow night. It starts at 6 on Sky Sports 1 with England's under-21s in Denmark. And straight after that, we're in the conference. And so are Cambridge United. They take on Hereford. Sky Sports 1 from 8. Kept in by Innes. Now Bell. Painter for Lowndes. For Innes. Not the best of touches, but he survived it. Sonner. Dinning. Cummins. George Abbey on the overlap. And Painter. Can he get to it? Stuart Nelson forcing the corner.
Good goalkeeping, the good football from Port Vale. They're passing and probing, just waiting for the chance, and they get in Billy Painter down the side, just a yard too far in front of him. Nelson does well to come out and cover. Just that yard, he can't get onto it, just to dink it over the keeper.
Innes takes. Bell. Dinning. George Abbey. Innes was still over there, having taken the corner. And a confident take from Nelson.
Always good for defenders when the keeper comes out like that. Stuart Nelson doing very well, coming out between the bodies. Nice run and a jump, and a decent catch.
And now Rankin was kicked by Tony Dinning there. Afters, following the challenge. And Dinning certainly had a little go at Rankin.
Rankin was a bit late into the tackle. I think the whistle had already gone. I think Dinning had a little kick at him, but I do think there was a big overreaction.
Could be a couple of yellows perhaps. Colin Webster reaches for his cards. The yellow card is shown to Rankin and indeed to Dinning.
See, he's late in on the tackle as he comes in here, and then you see have a little flick out at him. There you go, oops, and then he decides to go down, little flick with the back of the heel. A little bit petulant from the pair of them.
Well, a few Brentford players in the throng there waiting for this free kick. Frampton takes. And J. Campbell rising after it had been flicked on by Hutchinson.
Well, they're trying to find Hutchinson quite a few occasions. He's coming around the back, gets a run and a jump against the defender, and that gives him the advantage, but they can't quite get onto the second ball.
So Tony Dinning and Isaiah Rankin both booked after that little scrap. Here's Turner. Flags up. Well, Mike Newell romped this division last season with Luton, and they've had a really impressive start in the Championship. He's put together a really attractive team at Kenilworth Road. And certainly few at this level could match them last term.
There's some good young managers about at the moment, Ian, and just waiting for their chance really in the top flight. Normally one of them, Martin Allen here as well, Martin Foyle. A lot of good young managers about, just waiting for that break to get in the Premiership.
Brooker, Frampton. Abbey. Sonner. Abbey again, Sonner again. Stuart Nelson coming a long way. Had an excellent first full season at Brentford. Came from non-league football, Hucknall. Brentford have chucked a few throws in. Now it's Port Vale's turn by the look of it. Collins towards Cummins, and Rankin actually stopped Innes having a go at that. Brooker clears. Bell. Brooker. Owusu. Here's O'Connor, and Rankin will go after that. Crossed out to Innes though, who got back, and then Mickey Bell looking it out.
Couldn't quite reverse it away back for a throw-in, could he, Mickey Bell, and just gone away for a corner. Good little spell Port Vale have had. It's a nice little bit of respite for Brentford now, and this is where they look very dangerous at set pieces for me.
2 wins out of 2 so far for Brentford. Can they make it 3 out of 3? Brooker, Hutchison and Soji nearest to it. And that was stopped by Rankin. Flag surely going to go up there. It does against Lloyd Owusu. Port Vale are on the move with a couple of minutes to go to half-time. Nathan Lowndes now. Trying to slip it through to Painter. Dobson actually went with him, but Painter got it across all the same.
Did well, looked like a lost cause and just got his foot round it, but I think he caught his other strikers out by surprise as well.
Abbey. Abbey again for Lowndes. Dinning. Abbey. Lowndes timed his run right then and forced Turner to wallop it away for a corner.
The Lowndes just run off the back of one of the centre halves and just in behind the other. Didn't realise he was there. Just miscued his clearance as he was alerted to it as he just appeared on his shoulder.
Innes then takes. Good header away by Dobson. But Dinning returns it. And a period of pressure from Port Vale. Dinning tries again. And Lowndes. Cummins. Blocked by Dobson.
I think Lowndes would have been better served just diverting that on target. It came back. It wasn't a bad cross from this left-hand side, and just a little flick with the outside of the foot instead of really bringing the ball backwards.
Nathan Lowndes just one boot on at the moment. But it was certainly a decent opportunity, that, but he went the wrong way, rather mysteriously.
He must have lost his bearings a bit, Ian. He'd gone past the near post, but you just got to flick that one round the corner. Just have a little bit of a gamble at it. You can see it comes back and it's an in-swinging cross. But have a little bit of a gamble and help it on. Now he comes back, and he's come back fully 5 or 6 yards.
Pilkington. Met by Turner. The 45 minutes are up. There's going to be a minimum of 2 minutes added on in this first half.
Well, I think both teams will think that they could have passed the ball a little bit better, but it's been an even first half. Brentford started the better, and Port Vale have ended the better, I think. So, honours shared, both in the scoreline and the way they played.
DJ Campbell. Owusu now. And George Abbey beats Brooker to it. Nathan Lowndes. Suddenly some space, but Soji blocks the route through to Painter. Rankin now. Cushioned by Collins. Here's Dinning. Pilkington. Innes. O'Connor sorts that out. Here's Abbey. Can Port Vale end the half on a high? Cummins. Lowndes have moved out to the right there, but he's gone to Painter instead. Unable to chip it over Nelson, but a decentish try.
Yeah, again, just a little bit under his feet. Needs to just clear his feet a little bit more, head for that far corner. He's digging it out rather. He didn't start it outside the post to come in, so easy pickings for Nelson.
Well, plenty of huffing and puffing, but no goals yet. It's goalless at half-time at Vale Park between Port Vale and Brentford. We'll hear from the former Brentford man, John Solarco, next with Jeff.
Martin Allen was deep in thought there. Will he see something from DJ Campbell to make him smile in this second 45 minutes? Let's rejoin Tony and Ian.
Well, Brentford's first full season under Martin Allen was exceptional. They got to the playoffs and to the fifth round of the FA Cup, and of course that is a competition in which DJ Campbell rather enjoyed himself last season with Yedding, who of course got to play Newcastle. It will be Brentford who will start the second half looking for their third successive victory, and if they manage it they will go back to the top of the table, however much that counts at this stage. Top spot currently occupied by Paul Merson's Walsall. The Port Vale also have the top spot in their sights, and if Martin Foyle can avoid the kind of injuries that peppered his season last season, they could be an outside bet for a little brush with the playoffs, perhaps. So Brentford then kick off the second half, having seen off Scunthorpe on the opening day and then Chesterfield last Wednesday. They now have Port Vale in their sights, but the clubs from the Potteries showed in the first half, or towards the end of the half anyway, but they've got a bit about them too.
Yeah, they want to get it down and get playing again, Ian, and the experience in midfield, Sonner and Tinning just starting to get hold of the ball and getting it into their strikers' feet. Brentford likewise, and I agree, DJ Campbell's a little bit lost, but I think the rest of the team have got to work a little bit harder for Brentford to get the balls into him where he's good at, into his feet as well. See a little bit more from both sides in that area.
Cummins for Abbey, teasing centre, but Isaiah Rankin is going to be first to it. O'Connor. Not the return that Rankin wanted. A look of dismay at his right back.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to say anything, you just give them a look. I think that look said it all, didn't it?
Dinning. Same side for Port Vale tonight, same side that drew 0-0 here with Gillingham on Tuesday. Brentford were forced into a couple of changes. Ollie Skulason, who they signed from Arsenal, suffered serious ligament damage in that Chesterfield game, and Jay Tams on international duty with Ireland's under-21s. So Michael Dobson and DJ Campbell came in. And that meant that Isaiah Rankin had to play out wide, but he's more than capable of doing a job there. Brentford finished fourth last season and met Sheffield Wednesday, of course, in the playoffs. Sheffield Wednesday beat them and went on to win promotion. Incidentally, Brentford, although they finished 4th, ended up with a minus goal difference last season, which is unusual for a team so high, and unusual for a team who got into the playoffs. It's only ever happened once before. Brighton had a minus goal difference in 1991 when they qualified for the playoffs. Dinning spinning away from Owusu. Hutchinson. Rankin. He's eluded Bell. Now DJ Campbell. And Brooker. Oh, the flag's gone up anyway, but it's gathered by Goodlad.
Just went a fraction early, I think, Paul Brooker. It was nice to see him coming off the flank. Work it well. DJ Campbell gets it on the right-hand side. He's not offside. Brooker goes a fraction early. Or is he in line? If he gets a toe to that one, I think there'd have been a steward's inquiry.
Cummins. Innes, not quite on the same wavelength as Lowndes. Sliced out by Pilkington. George Pilkington making his 100th appearance for Port Vale tonight. Began his career at Everton. One of 3 players booked in the first half. Hoisted high into the sky by Pilkington, but Port Vale are making hard work of this. With DJ Campbell lurking. Now Painter though. Lowndes stopped by Turner. Hutchinson's challenge. Dobson takes over. And this is Rankin. And this is promising. Oh, it's gone behind DJ Campbell, who stumbled anyway.
Just had to roll that one back here, and he didn't need pace on it. Just roll it back, or at least get it to his feet if he was going to hit it. Oh, that was a great opportunity.
Dobson asking a bit too much of Brooker. It was, of O'Connor rather, it was awkward for him.
This is where Rankin prefers to be. Look, running along the line, great run, great timing of the run, making his run from the inside to out, pulls it back. But really, I think he just needs to roll that back and he comes onto it, or if he's going to hit it hard, he's got to find it directly to his feet.
Well, DJ Campbell was certainly not giving that one up. Up towards Painter, and Sodji clambering all over him. Free kick for Port Vale.
I might be in the defenders union for that one. I think Painter's made a little bit of a back. Sodji rises early, Painter makes the back, but like Alan Shearer, that's cute. You're really sort of relieving pressure and you're up the other end in one swift movement, and you gain fouls in there.
Sonner takes. Cummins. Cummins touch. Painter takes over. Innes coming in. Better from Port Vale.
Nice play by Painter, finding himself out on the wide side for a change. Nice bit of pace on the cross.
Hutchinson now trying to inspire Brentford. Easily claimed by Mark Goodlad, who got injured playing against Brentford last season, just as he'd actually come back from another long-term injury as well. Hoping that's all behind him now. Advantage played. Nathan Lowndes. It's Cummins. Oh, the mistake from Stuart Nelson. And Michael Cummins celebrates a goal. And Port Vale are in front early in the second half.
Oh boy, that's a soft one. That's a shame for Stuart Nelson. He goes down late. It goes under his grasp. Maybe he thought it was a little bit easier. Doesn't really catch it, does he? You see the ball's held up well. Painter doing well. Lowndes cuts it back. And as the shot comes in, maybe it's all too easy for the keeper, Stuart Nelson. Maybe he sees it late. I don't think so. But look, late going down. Oh, that's a poor goalkeeping error. Poor goalkeeping error. It's a little side foot. He should never be caught out like that. There wasn't a lot of pace at all. And I think he saw it all the way, but he's just late going down. There's no one obscuring his view, and that just goes down as a goalkeeping error.
Oh dear, that's a horrible howler from Stuart Nelson. I bet Michael Cummins didn't even think it was going in once he released it. Only got 2 goals throughout the whole of last season. They'll be looking for a bit more from him this campaign. He won't get many. Much easier than that, though. Now Billy Painter, as Port Vale look to inflict more misery on Brentford. Dinning away to Bell, 2 players who were together last season at Bristol City. Bell's cross. Turner beat Painter to it, and Danny Sonner's effort blocked by Dobson.
Well, there you go. You get a stunning volley like that, like Danny Sonner, and it gets blocked. And you hit a little dribbler of a shot, as Michael Cummins did. There you go, it's Danny Sonner's shot. This is goal bound. Look, comes back, hits it smack on a volley. Great strike, that's blocked. When you're talking about a dribbler of a shot, Michael Cummins, he had a great smile on his face afterwards. He know he probably opted for the wrong choice, trying to side foot it. But Stuart Nelson, well, was all at sea trying to save it.
Well, Brentford looking to bail out that huge mistake from their keeper, Stuart Nelson. Rooker. Turner. Got that all wrong. It's a tester now for Brentford.
There's a tester. They've probably got to force the pace now, and that'll suit Vale. They've been good on the break. It'll suit them even better now. They've got a goal up. Might have probably change a few things, trying to get this goal back.
2 Martins in the dugout. Allen for Brentford, Foyle for Port Vale. And the regulars at Vale Park have finally seen a goal this season after a 0-0 with Gillingham last Tuesday. Painter's going to chase it, but Soji was Mr. Cool. Out by Bell.
Well, you'll see that more as the game progresses, I think. They'll try a few angled balls, long balls, and it may be 1-on-1, 2-on-2 at the back for Brentford. They've only got to misjudge one, and Vale will be in for another. Got to be very concentrated at the back, Turner and Soji, when defending against that front 2.
Picked on by Owusu. Hutchison once again appearing in the box, always there.
Well, you don't see Hutchison in and around the midfield area, passing and probing and really getting involved with the play, but he is a real box-to-box player. Loves getting in the area and getting in between those forwards. Another foul gained. Good experience again. This time it's Turner giving away the foul. Shouldn't really be giving these fouls away because it really takes the edge off their game. It gives Vale a chance to regroup again.
Well, Port Vale, like Brentford, have a chance to go to the top of the table tonight. Might not mean much after 3 games, but it's still good to be there. Danny Sonner's free kick screened by Hutchinson. Volleyed back by Tony Dinning. He scored some spectacular goals in his time, Dinning. From distance, but not that time.
Well, that was a bit optimistic on his wrong side, his left side, trying to volley from fully 30 yards.
Innes. Turner. Oh, he close. Nathan rounds in.
There we go. It's one of those occasions I'm talking about. Port Vale helping it on 2-on-2 at the back. And Turner just getting it away in the nick of time.
Bell's cross. George Abbey. Now Hutchinson up towards Owusu. But he can't steer it on to DJ Campbell. Turner playing it safe.
Well, Brentford have got a hang in here. Port Vale obviously buoyed by the goal as well, starting to dictate matters, but you've got to come through this 10 minutes or so without conceding another goal to give yourself a chance. Port Vale, on the other hand, would love another goal just to seal it.
Mickey Bell. Danny Sonner now for Dinning. And this time Sonner perfectly picks out the goal scorer Cummins. He'll have another go here, won't he? He will. And this time Nelson produces a fine save.
It's on his left foot this time. Cummins cuts in from the right-hand side. Good 3 or 4 passes to set the play up. He comes in on the inside, gets his left foot shot away, but that's at a nice height. That's not a low grubber on the ground as the goal was. And that's a nice height for Nelson to just tip around the post.
Even so, he'll be rather relieved that he did tip it past the post. Innes takes, it's going to come out to Bell. Trying to set up the referee for a shot then. Brentford ragged at the moment.
Struggling to get out their own half. Nice. Amazing what a goal does as well. Really changed the face of the game, hasn't it?
Painter caught Soji on the head. But the corner kick has been given.
It's caused them a lot of problems. Everyone was saying about Brentford with the long ball and everything, but they've mixed the game up well, Port Vale. Played short at times, then occasionally, bang, that long ball over the top. And both centre-backs, Turner and Soji, have struggled against the strength of Painter and Lowndes up front. We're going to get a few more of those in the closing bits of this game.
Innes takes. Once again, it's gone to Mickey Bell. Owusu back helping out his defence. And a bit of relief, although not much, for Brentford. Port Vale well up for it now with an hour gone at Vale Park. And Brentford are going to bring on Scott Fitzgerald soon. There's a push on Owusu. Scott Fitzgerald came from Watford towards the end of last season. It is DJ Campbell who's coming off. The first change from Martin Allen.
Well, out-and-out goal scorer, Scott Fitzgerald. He'll look to get in on the end of anything they set up in the box. And unfortunately, it's Campbell who's gone off.
It's going to be a double change, in fact. They're also taking off Paul Brooker. And they're going to bring on Sam Tillen, who was released by Chelsea in the summer. And he's quick.
Certainly is quick. Very, very quick. And he'll look to get him behind Port Vale. But shame for DJ Campbell. It didn't quite work out today, but you've got to be patient with him, Martin, and the players as well. They've got to play to his strengths. They've got to find a way maybe of not sort of hitting those longer balls, but getting the ball into his feet. And I'm sure he's going to be a success.
So Fitzgerald now up front and Tillen taking Brooker's place on the left. As Brentford look to revive themselves. O'Connor. Long throw time. Owusu. Won't come down for him. Frampton has a go.
Deflection on it, away for a corner. Looked like he had a nice shape on the shot there, Frampton, as it bounced out to him. Nice little chance for Brentford to assert themselves on these set pieces. We talked about the set pieces, how dangerous they are. Hutchison and Sodji in particular. Let's see if he can pick them out, Frampton.
Well, no Brooker to take the corners now, so Frampton will swing this one in. Frampton aimed towards Turner, referee gets in the way. And Colin Webster believed that nothing came of that. Tillen just on, and that's a balloon out of the ground. Another corner, new ball. So Frampton tries again, but it doesn't reach Turner this time.
I say they haven't been the best here in the set pieces, the deliveries. Not really anything there to attack. Maybe in-swingers with a bit of pace right in the middle of that goal. Trying to pick out players on the far post and on the near post. Maybe takes two headers to score when you do that, because you've got to be first to the second ball as well. Nothing really threatened other than Hutchison's header in that first half.
Well, corner kick to encourage Brentford. Michael Turner amongst those trying to get on the end of this. O'Connor is the man to whip it in. Sodji with the header, knocked out of the air though by Goodluck.
Well, that's a great header. Again, it's a long way out, so you don't fancy your chances from scoring there, but great power in the header. Gets a nice shape on the header as well. Out swinging cross, gets his head on the ball. It really has to start that outside of the post to trouble the keeper more.
Well, his brother Effie is at Yeovil. He's got another brother at Darlington. They do like their football, the Sodji family. In fact, he's got 9 brothers and sisters in all. Must have been a nightmare getting into the bathroom in their house. So questions being asked of Brentford. Free kick being taken from the wrong place, and Colin Webster wasn't happy with that. Collins won it. O'Connor gets the throw for Brentford. Dobson. And again. Met by Collins once more.
They're trying to get down into that last third, Brentford, where they can get some troublesome crosses in, but at the moment they haven't built up enough.
Painter. It's gone over Painter's head.
Well, again, that's good passing from Port Vale. They passed the ball a little bit better than Brentford tonight, quite honestly. Yes, they have a shorter passing game, but you know, the pitches are like this at the moment. It is really ripe for knocking that ball about and bringing players into play, and they have passed the ball that little bit better, particularly in the last third, where they've waited their time before getting their crosses in, not just hitting them in from these positions. They've tried to pass before getting it in.
Painter now setting it up for Dinning, who didn't really connect.
And that was a nice little point there, Ian. Just trying to build up and then setting the shot up on the edge of the box in the end.
Tillen. Delicate touch. Now Rankin. Frampton's cross. Good lad watching it all the way.
That's disappointing. Ball's rolling back to you. I think he needs to have a touch there. He's got all the time in the world, Frampton at left back. Have a touch, settle yourself, and then really whip it in. Anything with height on it like that's easy pickings for the keeper.
Lowndes. Bobbled away from him. Always caught Dobson with a nasty one there.
That was late and high from Lowndes. Ball escaped him. And I don't think he actually intended to catch him, but that was high.
Well, he's a little fortunate to escape punishment for that.
Oh yeah, the ball's run away from him, Lowndes. Look, yeah, look at that. That's naughty. Actually caught him on the backside, on his hamstring. He's striking down on the ball and he's nowhere near it. I thought it was clumsy in the first place, but it looked pretty intentional in the end.
Well, tell you what, Martin Allen was not a happy man about that challenge. He's raging with the fourth official, Andy Hall.
I've seen Martin do a few of them in his time, Ian, I must admit, but no, he's right, that was a bad challenge. It was a bad challenge.
Colin Webster took no action against Nathan Lowndes.
Thankfully, when it's as high as that and you're on the hamstring or the thigh, it's not so bad. That'd just be a bruise or a little cut. It's when they're just over the top of the ball, around the shin area, that's when it really is in the leg breaking domain.
Well, Andy Hall has told Colin Webster that Martin Allen has been hounding him on this touchline and he's been ordered out of the dugout.
Well, I see no point in that, really. Just made the fourth official's job a little bit easier. He's got a little bit busy down there, but Martin was right what he was saying. He's pointing it out to the fourth official. Doesn't really need the referee to come over and get involved.
Can Brentford force an equaliser? Fitzgerald turning. Flags up here for offside. Well, Martin Allen having to watch the last 20 minutes or so upstairs.
Well, they might have to keep a little bit quieter up there, Martin. That's cooled him down a little bit, but I just can't understand these fourth officials at times. There might have been a bit of bad language or whatever, but just take it on the chin and just tell him to sit back in his seat and get on with it. There's no need to send him back up there. No need at all.
Andy Hall is the fourth official tonight. And it was he who called over Colin Webster. Be a lot quieter now down on that touchline, that's for sure. But wouldn't want to be one of these Port Vale fans in the corporate seats, really, if he starts letting a rip up there.
Clearly, Martin Allen's not into the technical devices used by Sam Allardyce and Jose Mourinho, where you hide it in the physio's hat and everything. Martin's got a screen. Can't afford them type of things at Brentford. No mobiles.
Just having a look at Martin then, I think. Stuart Pearce, the Manchester City manager.
I think he'll fully understand Martin screaming Piercy. I think he's a manager that gets totally involved as well.
Two similarly passionate football characters. Here's Bell. Bell have a man down, but they're busy going for goal with Nathan Lowndes. Sonner. Innes is back on his feet. They've shown a yellow card there to Kevin O'Connor, I think. For an earlier challenge.
Yeah, he's just pulled it back and then decided to yellow card him for that challenge that just went on before that. But be careful, everyone. Now there's a few on yellow cards.
Frampton, good lad, will have that. Well, it was 1-0 when these teams met both times last season, but 1-0 to Brentford on both occasions. Revenge is in the air in the Potteries, and the free kick is going to go Brentford's way now. Confirmation that O'Connor did get his yellow card. Up towards Owusu, and the flag's up for offside to frustrate Brentford further.
You don't really want to be offside from a straight kick by your own keeper. Owusu going far too early, but Painter really has given the centre-backs a tough time.
Making friends up there now, trying to. Can't sit there.
Oh, look, he's found a job's worth.
It's not hard, is it? Tillen's throw. Frampton. Cut out by Dinning, and that'll be a free kick. George Abbey catching Tillen. Now, big chance here for Brentford. Soji once again moves into the box, and has scored a few goals that way for Brentford. O'Connor takes, and Hutchinson, well, he's been on the end of a few of those.
Well, Mark Goodlad was just moaning at his defenders there. Look, they're far too deep. Any touch from there, and that's in on goal. You want to be holding them out to penalty spot, and that's what he's saying to his defenders. Don't retreat too quickly. Don't come right on top of me. Give me room so I can attack that ball. And of course, react to any headers from 12 yards is far easier than when everyone's on top of you.
O'Connor into the last quarter of an hour.
Brentford really haven't created any chances here, and since the goal, I think that's the disappointing thing for them. They haven't been able to change their game up a little bit. Maybe get it down, make a few passes before getting those vital crosses in. There's Vale, when they've gone a little bit longer, they've looked the more dangerous.
Frampton has lost it to Lowndes. Cummins now, oh, he tried to pick out Painter. Mickey Bell. And Lowndes couldn't quite get to it.
Well,
Cummins did.
Not sitting on their lead, are they? They're certainly committing players to the box. Mickey Bell went his cross in. 3 or 4 Port Vale attackers in on the box, trying to get that second goal to kill this game off.
It is now with a decent strike, which is stopped by Stuart Nelson, who was at fault for the Port Vale goal.
Well, he's behind that shot, but that was firmer. I think the goal was a dribbler. Far too slow to go down.
Tillen's cross and Hutchinson's header. Goal kick. Really does do a fantastic job for Brentford, Eddie Hutchinson.
You don't notice him much, Ian, until he gets in that area. He's not involved in the midfield play a lot. You know, not one of those players who's giving and taking passes, 1-2s and playing around people. But he really is a box-to-box player, back and defending, and then chasing 60, 70 yards to get headers in at the other end.
Wusu now, Fitzgerald up there alongside him. Painter battling with Turner and Soji.
There's been a big difference. You see Painter's not let them have a free header. You see Lowndes nearly got onto the second ball again. Everything that's gone up is give the centre-backs problems. Turner and Soji really had their hands full tonight with Painter and Lowndes, who's dropped deeper, and then when he's gone up for the flick-ons, gone beyond Painter. They've done very well between them, the front pairing.
O'Connor with his throw. As Brentford plug away looking for an equaliser, but it's proving to be hard work at the moment. Port Vale holding firm. Owusu though. Will they get a lucky break here? Not quite. And Dobson batters it back.
Just came a little bit quick on him, didn't it, Dobson? Again, maybe should have took a touch just to set himself before getting his shot away.
He's ordering a change from up top is Martin Allen, and Brentford are going to bring on a young lad who's on loan from Chelsea, Joe Keenan. Michael Dobson is going to come off. Well, they've put number 2 up, but is it number 2? Yes, I believe it is. Which is, no it isn't, it is going to be number 12. I knew I was right first time. Michael Dobson, replaced by Joe Keenan. Keenan had a spell in Belgian football last season with Westerlo to get some experience. So 10 minutes remaining, and Port Vale lead. A goal gifted to them by keeper Stuart Nelson. Hutchinson. Now Rankin. Can he get a shot away here? Even better, he slipped it through. And it's into the side netting from O'Connor.
Oh, I think he's got to go across the keeper there. That's a great chance. Set up well by Rankin. Backs into the defender, holds the ball up. Look, finds O'Connor. He's not offside. That's got to go back across the goal. And Owusu's there if he screws it to touch it in. Gone for the near post, makes it easier for the keeper, but it goes into the side netting. That's the best chance they've had.
Cummins. Abbey clears that, and now Lowndes. Sono's outside of him. Bell. Collins. Painter. Cummins. Billy Painter.
Brentford really trying to push 4 strikers up the pitch now, so that means they've got to go a little bit more route one. They can't pass through the midfield. You see Hutchinson receiving the ball. Those 4 strikers have driven Port Vale right back.
Hutchinson. Owusu. And another opportunity for O'Connor. Now Martin Allen was ordered from the dugout for dissent by action, they call it, which is this.
Well, he's just showing the referee what happened. You know, he said he stamped down on him. So no bad language, dissent by action. Here he goes, he shows the referee 2 or 3 times, and again I think that's a little bit harsh, I must say.
Well, Andy Hall took the decisive action in calling the referee over. Did seem a little harsh though on the Brentford manager.
Well, it is a place where tempers are, you know.
Tillen got it all wrong. Now, take your international pick on Wednesday night. The Irish and the Italians are on Sky Sports 1 from 7 o'clock, or if you prefer, on Sky Sports 2 at 6:30. England are in Denmark. And on Sky Sports 3, it's Wales against Slovenia, and that's at Swansea's new stadium. 7:30 the time for Wales, Slovenia.
Rather poor cross on his left-hand side a couple of seconds earlier, Ian, and really I can't understand why they don't have a touch to set themselves.
Mark Goodlad smothers. There was a threat from Brentford.
And it was route 1, kick down the middle, flick on. Goodlad was out nice and quickly just to mop up. I was saying about players, you know, when they have got the time, take your time, set the ball up and really concentrate on that delivery. They're trying to take it first time, ball's rolling, okay, there's no bubble. I don't think any of the crosses have hit the target.
Collins stretching to get to that. Owusu's in there. Here's Keenan. Tillen, who was with Keenan at Chelsea, offside. One 0, by the way, is not enough for Port Vale to go to the top of the table. 2-0 would be. But as it stands, Walsall would hang on to the top spot and Port Vale would nip in second place. Of course, there is the little matter of 43 more games to go after this one.
They'll be disappointed, Brentford, if they end up losing this. They had a good start to the game, but since that first 20 minutes or so, I think the Port Vale have passed the ball that little bit better and created the better chances.
Soji now, out by Collins. It's going to drift away from Billy Painter. Big Everton fan. We're hoping that his team can turn around their Champions League qualifier against Villarreal. Painter. Cummins. Sonner now. Innes with a cross. Billy Painter stretching.
That was close. Great shape on the cross from Innes. We're talking about that good delivery. He takes time to set himself. That's the difference. Sets himself, tries to pick out Painter. Oh, he's about half a yard short.
Port Vale looking for that second goal, which would take them top. Martin Foyle was certainly encouraged by his team's performance against Gillingham here on Tuesday, bearing in mind that Gillingham had just come down, of course. And he knew this would be a big test against the Brentford side who reached the playoffs last term. Passing the test at the moment, but Brentford still have time to launch a salvage operation. In by Keenan, in by Fitzgerald, and O'Connor was lurking. Bell taking no chances. Corner.
Well, this has looked like their best route to goal, Brentford, from these set pieces. Delivery, very, very important.
O'Connor takes, and Soji won in the air, but scrambled away by Vale. O'Connor, it's going to drift out. Well, Kevin O'Connor squandered a great chance to equalise when he fired into the side netting. Vale are going to take off Mark Innes for the last few minutes. And they're going to bring on Jeff Smith, former postman who once with Bolton Wanderers. Been an excellent effort from Port Vale tonight, though. They're nearly home and dry, nearly, but not quite.
Decent game for Mark Innes on that left-hand side. He's tucked in well, made up the three when he's needed to, and then got wide and put some good balls into the box. Here comes Smith on that left-hand side.
Couple of minutes of normal time remaining. This would be a big scalp for Port Vale, who started last season brightly, but they really did suffer some serious injuries to key players and quickly slipped down the table. Port Vale had a rather miserable goal tally last season, but a lot of those injuries did occur in the striking department. They've been gifted a goal tonight, really, but they'll happily accept it. Mistake from Stuart Nelson, allowing Michael Cummins to score. Now, Painter. Smith is just on and got into space on the other side, but it's a free kick anyway.
Well, he does well again, Painter. There's no support. He's going away to this right-hand side. The crowd shouting for Smith on the left-hand side, but holds the ball up and gets the foul. Running down the clock. I think he's done so well tonight. So well to relieve the pressure on a lot of times. No support there. He wanted the foul, got it, and it probably wastes, what, a minute?
Painter might hang around down there for a while now if he can. Free kick given away though by Painter, who doesn't feel he did much wrong. He wags a finger at the assistant referee. But the 90 minutes mark almost reached. Port Vale won't want too many minutes to be added on, and they're waiting for the sign now. Ooh, there's going to be 4 minutes added on. Brentford happy to see that.
And I think they'll be just putting a few balls into the mixer now. Brentford just pumping them up to those 4 strikers. Just try and get in on the knockdowns for 4 minutes. Vale have got to try and run down the clock, get the ball in the corner, as they are here, and just eat up valuable seconds.
Collins with a header. Keenan now. Lost out to Cummins. Painter will chase this. Not exactly going to be a man in a hurry, Billy Painter. He's going to get a free kick now off Frampton.
Well, it's exactly what he wanted again, and he does so well. He's really tired, you can see that, Painter, but he holds onto the ball, waits for the foul. Frampton obliges, gives him the foul, and that'll be another minute gone on the clock.
Two teams separated by a goalkeeping howler, but Port Vale will feel they are worthy of a victory tonight. After flags up for offside there, after getting into the game as the first half wore on. And Martin Allen sent from the dugout. Might be about to taste defeat for the first time this season, the day after his 40th birthday as well. Even so, I suspect Brentford will once again be challenging for a playoff place this season. Tillen now. Good lads coming for it. Oh, he hasn't got to it, and it's going to be... No, free kick. It's not going to count. The flag is up, and it doesn't count for Scott Fitzgerald and Brentford, and they're racing towards the assistant referee. There's going to be a yellow card for Sam Sodji for doing that.
Well, it's always debatable when the ball goes high into the area. Keeper, good lad, goes up, elects to catch, and that's a dangerous game when you've got bodies around you. Soji collects a yellow card, arguing with the linesman. But in comes the high ball. Well, there's not a lot in it, is there? But I think Owusu just gets his arm around him. Handball by Fitzgerald as well, it looks like it, as he nudges it on. So good decision. Most decisions go the goalkeeper's way in that case anyway. May have given it for the foul earlier, but certainly for the handball by Fitzgerald.
Well, a fair spot that from the assistant referee, Eddie Terry. And Brentford denied an injury time equaliser, and Port Vale now is going to waste a few of the 4 minutes added on by taking off Nathan Lowndes and bringing on Steve Rowland for his first appearance of the season. A more defensive-minded option, but there's not much time really for Port Vale to see out now, and they'll be glad to see that flag raised then, that's for sure.
It certainly was. I think they deserved to nick the game. They've won 1-0 by the looks of it, and I think they deserved it on the 90 minutes. Most of it, and created most chances and passed the ball a little bit better than Brentford. I think Lowndes has had a good game. Alongside Painter, just dropped a little bit deep. And when the ball's gone up, he's joined him in attack as well. I think the front two have done well for Vale.
Jeff Smith now. As it stands, it looks like Leyton Orient will have the only 100% record in the whole of the Football League. Flags up for offside against Billy Painter. Last chance now for Brentford to get it upfield and to maybe score a goal that counts. Brentford pushing virtually everyone up now as they try and scramble an equaliser. Long throw time, Soji with the flick. It's away by Cummings though. It's over, and it is a significant victory for Port Vale. Michael Cummings with the goal, although it was a major howler really from the Brentford goalkeeper, Stuart Nelson. Brentford thought they'd got an equaliser late on, and their players are once again going towards Eddie Terry to complain. But it appeared that it might have been the correct call. Brentford showing their frustration, and if they're not careful here, they're going to have more in trouble, but more of their players in trouble.
Well, I think the arm of Lloyd Owusu was up in the goalie's catching his arms, but certainly if it wasn't the foul, it was the handball after by Fitzgerald. But have to really do themselves a few favours, come away from the referee and linesman now. It's all gone, that's history, and just get on with it. I'm sure Brentford will be up there come the end of the season. And that's a great win for Vale though. And I think Martin Foyle will be well pleased with his team today, the way they passed the ball about, but Cummings will be well happy with that goal. He wasn't expecting that to go in.
Yeah, Brentford should be up there, but maybe Port Vale might surprise a few this season. They're not admitting it here, but they might just fancy their chances of certainly a top-half finish, if not better. And this is a big scalp for them, make no mistake. It ends in the Potteries. Port Vale 1, Brentford 0.